Here we go. Good morning, and thank you for tuning in to another edition of PreMarket PulseScan with yours truly, Dex the Algo Capitalist, aka the Vulcan. Coming to you live from PulseWaveTrading.com. I gotta tell you, man, today is the day. Today, not only is it FOMC day, but we got some disgusting data out as far as our GDP numbers. But hey, we knew that was coming. We knew it was coming. We were warned. We were told. Blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. They knew the numbers was going to be bad. Why did they know the numbers was going to be bad? Because of the wonderful Fed they do. And that's what happened. Fed shut down the economy. Of course, if the gears grind to a halt, there is no economy, right? So this could be telling for the future. All right, so basically, here's how things are boiling down. We got action, okay? Quoting the world's most profound, intelligent, genius philosopher of the 21st century, none other than Day from the Friday movie with Ice Cube, when he said, "We got action." That was a very powerful statement. We got action. All right. A lot of things happening right now. We are now living in the age of the abyss, where everything is being sucked into a big black hole vacuum. And guess what is being sucked into the big black hole vacuum? Truth is being sucked into the vacuum. Truth is no longer allowed. Truth is an extinct species that has been religiously hunted down by the mainstream media and the powers that be, the global elite, because they don't want truth coming out, because if truth comes out, it tends to have a devastating effect. What is that devastating effect? It tends to cause one's brain to deprogram from decades of propaganda. And they can't have that. You're not allowed to have form your own opinions. You're not allowed to do your own analysis and research. You're not allowed. All right? But I'll tell you what you are allowed to do. You're allowed to go in, walk into the Federal Reserve, walk past all the armed guards with the machine guns, walk in through all the retina scan modules that are right there to prevent you from going any further. You get to walk right past those. The ones that scan your facial recognition and voice recognition and palm prints and thumbprints. You get to bypass all of those security measures and basically sit down right next to the Fed chairman at his computer terminal and do everything he does. It's kind of like mirroring, when you mirror someone's cell phone. But in this case, you get to mirror the Federal Reserve's computer terminal. How do you do that? By going to PulseWaveTrading.com and signing up to receive those daily PulseWave price trigger reports put right in your hand each and every day. That's what you need to do. And then you'll be able to do that, because they can't stop you from making money in these markets. All right. Speaking of which, for those of you that tuned in last night, you guys are very intelligent people. Who warned you to tune in last night? Who do you think you are listening to this live broadcast? You have some nerve. You actually listened to the broadcast, and then you had the nerve, the gall to go out there last night and put positions on in Bitcoin. Who warned you about Bitcoin? You shouldn't be there. Get out of the Bitcoin right now. Leave the crypto market alone. This is your Federal Reserve speaking. You guys listen. You got the analysis. You got those reports yesterday evening. You saw what thus saith the analysis. And you went ahead and you placed those orders. You got the forewarning where that intraday price reflection point was going to be. And then you pounced. Oh, you pounced. Oh, it's too late now. You can't deny it now. You pounced. Yeah, you did. And you got paid, dog. It's a wonderful morning for you right now. You are loving life. As we speak, the Bitcoin Futures Composite Index is up $605 freaking dollars. Go PulseWaves. Let's give a hand clap for the PulseWaves. Pretty much every reco in the PulseWave price trigger report is on and popping this morning with the Dow futures up 400 points, trading at 24,444. NASDAQ 100 index is showing off up 155 and a quarter points at 88.74.5. Even the S&P 500 up 48 and a quarter points, trading at 29.15 and a quarter. The mighty Russell, of which I am still long, is up 35 points, trading at 13.37 even. Go PulseWaves. Bitcoin up now $610, trading at 8,390 after hitting an overnight high of 8,450. That's right. It showed me something, didn't it? Right? And look, it's funny because I was right when I was doing that report last night, I was like, see, Bitcoin is struggling, at 8,000, it's really having a problem here. I don't think it's going to be able to do it. But, we'll see. Don't go by what I say. Follow the pulse waves now. And then what did Bitcoin do? Bitcoin must have heard me talking about it and was like, I'm going to show him just how powerful I can be. And Bitcoin blew up. It went to 84.50. And right now, it's almost about to hit a new high. It is now at 84 even. And it's about to go ham. This is dope. All right. Now, you know what y'all need. Y'all know what y'all knuckleheads need to do. Any knucklehead that is long this Bitcoin move right now, you know what you got to do. You got to pop your way through it. I ain't trying to hear it. I don't want to hear you lost money on this trade. If you lost money on this trade, it's your fault. You know how to use the pop method. Pop your way through this. Move those stops, lock in some more profit, and play with the house's money, fam. All right. Now, it's Fed Day. So you probably want to be a little careful around that announcement time. What is it, like 2:15 Eastern Standard Time? All right. If you're long in the market as of like today, then you don't have any cushion. So you probably want to get out before that announcement comes out. Just a thought. Now, because I've been long Russell for days now, capturing each and every daily bar, I got a little bit of cushion. I can set and see what happens and not worry about it. But knowing me, who knows what I'll do? I don't know. We'll have to see. But just, we live in perilous times and you don't know. Anything can happen. I doubt the Fed is going to do anything to shock the market and make the prices go down. I think if anything, they could shock in a good way. So we're going to lower rates another quarter basis point or a half a point, or we're going to go negative rates and go below zero. Anything that has to do with lowering rates is going to cause the stock market to go even higher. If they come out today and be like, okay, we raised rates, Bob, we got to go, no questions, then that will absolutely destroy the market. So we are expecting for them to pretty much do nothing. But if they do something, as long as it's not raising rates, the market should continue to go higher. All right. If they raise rates, market is decimated. circuit breakers, close the market, all that good stuff. All right. So now you know. So we gave you the rally and crash alerts last night. We told you what was what. We went from the forex to the crypto to the futures. We did all of that. And look how these alerts are playing out this morning, showing off. Nat gas is down 3 cents, trading at 191. Crude oil is now up $3.17 a barrel, trading at $15.52. I do believe there was a young man here on YouTube last night that told you there was a rally alert in the oil complex. I wonder who that was. It was me. You ignore these rally and crash alerts at your own peril. All right, looking at the long bond. Long bond is up 7/32, and we're trading at 182.02. Now, gold and silver are a mixed bag this morning. Your gold is down $10.80, trading at 1711.3. Now, I'm not really surprised because, we've been in this downdraft. We're negative pulse waving. So what do you do when the market's negative pulse waving? What do you expect to happen? You expect lower prices. That's what's happening. Silver, on the other hand, we had a crash alert for silver, and it has been positively pulse waving. Go figure, right? Now, silver's up 16 cents. It's at $15.49. We backed off of the $15.59 handle. All right, so it's trying to stay alive. It's really not doing anything. We have gotten zero production from the crash alert thus far. All right, so we may have to give it that 3 to 5 day outlook. We will see. You never know. You just never know. But the gold, on the other hand, is doing exactly what we expected it to do. All right, let's take a look at this forex and food. Okay, so right now we got the U.S. dollar index is down 17 pips, trading at 99.68. It's pulling further and further away from the from par. And we got the pound sterling is unchanged, trading at 124.36. Aussie is trading up 26 pips at 65.27. Canadian dollar is down 68 pips, trading at 139.31. And your euro and yen is up 14 pips, trading at 115.79. Going over to your food, your soybeans are up 3.25 points at 8.35 1/4. Corn is up $1.75. Not a buck, but 1.75, 1.75 points. Trading at 3.13 3/4. Wheat is down 5.5 at 5.20 1/2. All right, so that's how things are on and popping as of this morning. Very, very good production with the system last night coming into this morning. I'm not surprised. PulseWave price trigger reports know what they're talking about. It is very important, though. Excuse me. It's very important that you get in the beginning of these moves. All right. And those moves start with your rally and crash alerts. All right. If you catch the beginning of the move, then you stand a greater chance of capturing the lion's share of a trend when the markets start trending. If you wait, excuse me, and you're slow on the trigger, then you stand to miss out on a lot of stuff. So very important that you move on these rally and crash alerts. You got to do what you got to do. All right, 1 second here. Yeah, Bitcoin is hitting new highs now, folks. Bitcoin is on fire. The futures composite index just hit 8480, up 675 points now. And it's just not stopping. It's not stopping. This is what you want to see, folks. This is the kind of price action that we were expecting. All right. Have I added Hex? No, I don't know a Hex. Never heard of the Hex. Hex? Nah, is it new? Is Hex a new crypto? The last coin that we added, we're very slow to add coins, by the way, because I have to build out a database. I have to do a lot of work to add securities. And we have thousands of securities right now. Yeah, it takes time because I have to build out the database and I have to do a lot of things. And then there's testing involved, and I got to make sure that I'm getting the most precise data and blah, blah, blah. If it's a new coin, it's going to take even longer because we don't have enough data to analyze. So we'll have to see. You say it launched in December? Yeah, I don't know. I have to take a look at it. And you say it's called Hex. All right, let me make a note here. Like I said, I'm very, 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 very slow to add stuff to the system. Just because we already have thousands of securities. I like to deal with things that are the most liquid, you know? And the coins that we have right now that we trade with, we got a lot. We got the top 20 coins right now. It's a lot of coins. If you can't find a trade in 20 coins, I don't know what to tell you on that one. We got it. Even the free trade of the week is showing off. You know what I'm saying? We got plenty to trade. We don't need to add too many more things on here to trade. We got thousands of securities. We got 20 of the top crypto coins in the world, and they always move. They always are productive force. Right now, Ethereum and Bitcoin and EOS, it's just showing off. You know what I'm saying? It's doing what it do. Yeah, but we're more of a vanilla shop when it comes to the cryptos. I want to deal with the big boys, the most liquid, the most volatile. You know, when we talk about crypto, liquidity is a big deal. If you don't have enough open interest, it doesn't matter if you're right on a direction. If you can't get out of the market, then what good is it? You know what I'm saying? All the coins that we have, is enough to make you money every week, man. I have not heard one person say that they've gone weeks without a trade in crypto. They just can't find a trade. And like I said, we got the top 20 coins in the world out there with the most liquidity, the most daily volume, the most everything. So we good. You know what I'm saying? We really good. And as far as equities, please. Like I said, we got thousands of securities, man. Um, and the equity is the same situation. If like there's a new IPO or new stock or something, it takes a while to build data on that. A week, a month, that's not enough data. You know what I'm saying? It needs to be out for at least a year for me to have a real data sample to work with. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's what's up, Frank. Way to go, Jen. He said that Jen made money on her first trade today. Go, Jen. Jen is our executive here at PulseWave Trading, head of human resources and the head over the executive assistants and all that good stuff. She does a lot. She is the queen over at PulseWave Trading, and she made money on her first trade. Go figure, Jen. Way to ride those pulse waves. All right, and for the record, she is not a professional trader, has never traded before. When she said this is her first trade, that's what she means. Her very first trade of her life. And she used the Pulse waves to do it, and she making that money. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what we're here for, man. That's what we do. We do this. We don't just, do videos talking about the markets. We trade the markets. We eat our own cooking over here at this restaurant. All right. We eat our own cooking. All right. We trade here at PulseWave Trading. We trade. We don't just talk to you about trading. We trade ourselves. All right. As far as we're concerned, the PulseWave price trigger reports we made for us. You know what I'm saying? And we just let y'all come and chill with us. But this is for us. If don't nobody want to use the reports, we don't care because we made them for us. We're going to use them each and every day. And we're going to be in here banging this out and making this money. All right. Making this money. All right. So back to where we were. All right. It's time to get into the overnight news. It should be very interesting for you today, you guys. I got to tell you, don't go nowhere. You're going to want to pull up a chair. You're going to get in something comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Get yourself a cup of coffee right quick because we about to go in. And I do mean we are about to go in. Okay? We got some things we need to talk about. We really do. We need to talk. We need to have a discussion, an honest conversation. We need to talk. All right? We need to talk this out. All right? We got problems. Okay? We got problems. All right, and we need to talk about these problems. We need to deal with it and get it out there. And then we get to move on from there if we're lucky. If we are lucky. All right, so first and foremost, let's see here what we got. Give me just a second. All right, here we go. All right. And we got 2 minutes before the opening bell for those that need to get their tickets in who have not already done so. All right, so oil price jumped 15% after reports that a key measure of storage demand was 2 million barrels lower than expected. See what I mean? How do you say this is a fact, bring prices negative, cause all types of trauma for the industry, and then say, well, we made a mistake. We were off by like 2 million barrels. No way, Jose. I told you the story was bogus in the first place. You cannot take a futures contract negative. It doesn't make any sense. It's ridiculous. But that is showing you that they control and manage the markets. Straight up. Oil prices rebounded on Wednesday after reports that a key measure of oil inventories show lower than expected demand for storage, and oil-focused exchange-traded funds appear to have finished selling June futures contracts. Of course they have. How convenient. How convenient. Barclays' first quarter earnings beat forecasts as coronavirus volatility pushes its market division earnings up 77%. Barclays posted first quarter earnings that beat the expectations of analysts polled by Bloomberg, as a record quarter for its market segment helped to temper the impact of the coronavirus outlook. Billionaire investor Bill Ackman has enormous respect for Tesla chief Elon Musk, but isn't a fan of his tweets. Billionaire investor Bill Ackman praised Tesla and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk, but questioned his Twitter habit during an episode of the Knowledge Project podcast released on Tuesday. Look, man, if you got to listen to what a billionaire has to say about another billionaire, you really need to do some more research. I don't believe that no one's even talking about this. First of all, manufacturers are in the business of manufacturing things, right? Now, there are some that do multiple products, but most of them, they specialize in just one thing, And then you have your distributors that you distribute these things to, at wholesale prices, and then they sell them at retail prices, and that's kind of like how the chain goes. Well, Elon Musk is in the business of electric cars, right? That's all he manufactures. Where in the world did he get the schematics from to make ventilator machines? See, you guys need to open your eyes. How is it that Elon Musk can manufacture the ventilator machines and the manufacturers that own the patent to those machines can't manufacture any? But yet he can come out and say, yeah, the government has contracted me to go ahead and make these ventilators and help them out. You make cars. How in the world, I want you guys to hear me. How in the world can a automobile manufacturing plant make ventilators all of a sudden? How can you retrofit Ford Motor Company to start making tacos? It doesn't make any sense. The two things are not even related. So let me get this straight. So are you saying that this doesn't make sense. You say that the government contracted you to do something. How can the government give you a contract to do something when the government doesn't even own the patent on those ventilators? The medical device companies, the ones that make the durable medical equipment and things of that nature, the commercial outfits, they run that. They run that. What is the government? So how is the government paying Elon Musk to do something that you got a handful of companies that make ventilator machines? It's not just one company that makes it. You got a bunch of competitors out there making these ventilator machines. What are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense. So the government now paid Elon Musk to make this. Where did the government get the floor plan from? Where did they even get the machines from to make the ventilator? When we talk about manufacturing products, unless we're in the same space, it is a totally different set of machinery that's needed. And you have to have the blueprints for the device. And you don't just get to manufacture another man's patent, another man's device. And another man's not going to give you permission to do it. They want to be the ones that manufacture their stuff. Let the government pay them to manufacture their stuff. Do you guys see where can you see the glimmer of light at the end of the tunnel? Can you see how in this process they have showed their hand? They have exposed some things in this. Just in this one little incident alone, it should make the world stand up and question and say, wait a minute, how is that even possible? It doesn't make any sense. That's like McDonald's saying, you know what, man? We can't make no more hamburgers. We can't make no more French fries. No more Big Macs. Nope, can't do it. So the government says, you know what? We gotta get them Big Macs out of there, man. We gotta get this to the world needs these Big Macs. All right, you know what? Okay, you Taco Bell. I need you to start manufacturing and making these Big Macs and selling these Big Macs to the public, and we're gonna give you a government contract to do it. We're gonna pay you to do it. So McDonald's is just supposed to just lay down and chill and let Taco Bell start selling Big Macs? When in your lifespan have you ever heard of such a thing? When in your lifespan have you ever seen one can of Coca-Cola and every 6-pack of Pepsi? When have you seen that? When have you seen Ford Motor Company manufacturing Bugattis? I'll wait. Is this starting to make some sense to you now? It should. It should. You guys should be opening your eyes to what is going on. They're letting you know that not only does the New World Order exist, but so does this fascist system that we've been under for a long time. And everything that you've been told about this Illuminati and all this other stuff is real. Oh, it's very real. And since Elon Musk is part of that system and one of their darlings, they say, we're going to let you do this. And the government probably told the people that own the patent for the ventilators that they need to stand down and let this happen. It's time to let your brother in the brotherhood shine. And that's what happened. Because it doesn't make any sense. All right? So it doesn't make any sense. Okay, we got somebody in the live stream right now that says they work for GM and they only have car tooling. Exactly. How can a car manufacturer start processing ventilators? It's not making any sense. And then just do it that quick. Like, okay, I can produce 1 million of them for you by the end of the week. How is that even possible? It doesn't even make any sense. First and foremost, if I wanted to right now today say, you know what? I'm going to start a ventilator business. I'm going to build a factory, and this factory is going to do nothing but make these ventilators. And these are going to be the best ventilators on the market. And I'm going to sell to any and everyone who needs them and wants them. And I think I'll be able to produce 1 million of these a day. All right. This is a super state-of-the-art manufacturing facility. Let's go ahead and get it. Nope, 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 nope. You see, there are rules and regulations when you want to build a factory. There's bureaucratic red tape if you want to start manufacturing something other than your factory was approved to process. All right. General Motors can't just decide they're going to start making donuts tomorrow. Nope, because they got OSHA, they got all these other companies. You got safety rules and regulations when you're dealing with certain things, and there has to be this there and this thing in place and that thing in place. Do you know what goes into these things? How complicated this is? You got to have inspectors come and inspect your facility to make sure it's up to code to even produce what you say you want to produce. Yeah, man. There's all types of stuff involved. You don't just decide, you know what? I'm tired of making tires. I think we're going to start making donuts. I think it's similar. I mean, donuts around, tires around. I think it's just the natural progression of things. Yeah, no more tires for making donuts. No, 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 no. Now you got the FDA involved. Now you got other things you got to do. They have rules, and the government has rules and regs that say this facility has to be retrofitted with this and that, and you got to have this and that, and then you got to have this, and then you got to decide how are you going to get all of this stuff. And by the way, not all manufacturing plants make all of their own parts. Some of them outsource certain parts and certain things. And in order to do that, you have to enter into what is called a contract. All right? You have a contract with this plant because they make the rubber that you need. This plant over here makes the plastics that you need. This plant over here makes this particular electronic device that you need. All these things take time to put into place, and you don't just overnight have it like that. So what am I really saying? What am I really saying? What am I really saying? I'll tell you what I'm really saying. What I am saying is he had time to do this because he knew that he was going to get tapped on the shoulder from the brotherhood to do this. No matter what we want to do, guys, it takes time to do anything. It doesn't just happen overnight. What I'm saying is the reason why they were able to do it is because this was a planned event and he had time to do it. Exactly. All right, we got another one in the live feed. He says, I happen to work in this field and repaired ventilators for years. The versions of vents they're trying to make are older in design and access to specs is public. The trick I want to know is where the supply of parts is coming from. Most vents are hand assembled and not robot or machine. Most of the parts are sourced. See, there you go. There you go. My point exactly. My point exactly. Oh, and that makes it even more conspiratorial, more question marks now based on what Crypto Dino said in the live chat. Because if that is the case, there's still training involved. People have to be trained. People have to be shown how. They have to be able to understand the workflow. There is a workflow process for everything. And things take time to set up, folks. You don't just decide you're going to do something today and then tomorrow, boom, it's done. It's up and running. It's not that easy. It's not that easy. People have to be trained. They have to be shown. There's a workflow process that you have to go through. And just like my man Crypto Dino said, the stuff is outsourced. It's outsourced. So again, it doesn't make any sense, is what I'm trying to say, people. Elon Musk makes cars, and he hasn't been doing a good job of that. He's been doing a horrible job. Do you really want Elon Musk to be making ventilators? Which is more important, a car or a ventilator? A ventilator has the potential to save your life, not the car. He can't even make a car right. So what makes you think he can make a ventilator? Come on, really? Come on, really? Have you not seen that last live demo he did where this was supposed to be an armor-proofed, shatter-proof glass car? And as soon as he demonstrated, the window shattered live on stage. How embarrassing. Isn't this the same dude that was sending out cars that were jacked up? And he knew they were jacked up and he got caught? Then he tried to backtrack and say, I don't know what happened. I mean, hey, it's a breakdown of communication. I don't know. Really? I'm just saying, man. He can't even manufacture a car right. If you were going to have a car manufacturer make something, you should have let Ford make it. Or maybe Chrysler or somebody. Seriously. Because Elon Musk, in my opinion, is inferior when it comes to making automobiles compared to those guys. Ford has come a long way. Ford used to stand for fix or repair daily, and they have far overcome that black cloud that was hanging over them for decades. I'd rather have Ford make these ventilators than Elon Musk. And Crypto Dino, that's another good point you just made. He said, and the biggie is the testing to make sure it is working correctly. Like I said, people, there's a process. When you talk about manufacturing plants, there's a process that you have to go through. There's a process. And you don't just teach that process overnight. When your crew is used to manufacturing cars and all your machines and everything are designed to manufacture cars, how do you go from that to teaching them how to put together ventilators? Whether it's hand done or done by machine or done by osmosis or they fall out the sky, there still has to be at least a net in place to catch them as they fall out the sky. My point is there has to be process and procedure. All right? I'm just saying. So this is not good. Now, here's another one. Deutsche Bank profits plunge 67% as it battles the coronavirus and sets aside a $282 million pandemic war chest. Of course, you know they got that money from rigging the LIBOR rates. Deutsche Bank has put aside $260 million, which is $282 million in dollars, to cover any potential loan loss from the coronavirus pandemic, as the bank posted 67% lower net profit than last year in its quarterly earnings on Wednesday. Sorry, Deutsche Bank is crooked. I cannot believe that they're still being allowed to operate along with Bank of America and other sham banks. It is really ridiculous. Warren Buffett shared his key piece of advice for wannabe investors, and it's all about having the proper attitude. If you are a young investor starting off at early stages of using money, Warren Buffett has some advice for you. A proper attitude to investing is more necessary than technical skills, he said, debunking myths that investing is just technical. First of all, I don't know who said investing was just technical. That's not a myth because I never heard that before. Now, of course, there are people on the technical analysis side of things that argue and debate against the econometric modeling people, the fundamental analysis people, go back and forth for which one is more important. But to say that investing is purely technical, that's a lie. That is a lie. That is a lie. And we're talking about investing, not trading. We're talking about investing. Trading is a whole different ballgame. Trading is 100% technical because it's all algorithms. Investing is different because it's not just limited to the stock market or the forex market or the futures market or the crypto market. You could be investing in real estate. You could be investing in a ventilator manufacturing plant. All right, the sky is limitless what you could be investing in. So to say that it's all technical, that is a lie. All right, when it comes to investing, it is both technical and fundamental together. You cannot have one without the other, or you will be a fool if we're talking about investing. Okay, investing is a whole different issue than trading. They're not on the same universe. They're not on the same planet. They're not even in the same solar system. All right. TikTok and Bill Gates pledges $20 million to help Africa tackle COVID-19. The social media platform TikTok and the philanthropic Gates Foundation donated $10 million each on Wednesday to the Vaccine Alliance, Gavi, to help fund efforts to tackle the COVID-19 pandemic in Africa. Oh, you mean the one you started? Okay, I got you. I got you. Since when did a Bushman in Zimbabwe or somewhere in Zambia contract the coronavirus and he ain't left the bush? Oh, I know, because you dumped it on his head when you chemtrailed the whole continent. Alphabet warnings drive futures higher ahead of GDP data. Yep, we already know that. The data came out and it was horrendous. First quarter earnings coming in: Facebook, Microsoft, Coca-Cola report today. And the Fed releases its interest rate decision for April at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, while the closely watched EIA crude oil stocks change will also be released. All right, so we got our plate full today when it comes to news. But now it's time, folks. Time to roll up your sleeves, and it's time to do the knowledge. We've come to the do the knowledge section of our pre-market PulseScan report. I would be remiss if I did not go deeper with you. I would be remiss if I didn't talk about things that affect our everyday life. I would be remiss because at the end of the day, this all comes back to the markets, every bit of it. Everything is related, okay? It is what it is, okay? Excuse me. Give me 1 second. All right, so let me check one more thing here. Sorry for the silence. Okay, I'm getting some information on the guy that asked me about Hex. Hex is controversial. I'm being told here in the trading room it might be another BitConnect or a scam coin that makes it to the big time before it goes poof and exit. Okay, well, nah. So then, yeah, like I said, I'm not in a rush to add no more coins. We got enough stuff. All right, let's get into it, you guys. I hope you guys are sitting down. I hope you got your cup of coffee. We went over the overnight market data. We went over the overnight market report data. Now it's time to get down and dirty, and we need to look at some things. All right, I've told you what I believe is the next steps that we are going to take based on what the algos are suggesting. The way the markets are moving, the way the markets are behaving, I believe that we are running headlong first into danger. I've been preaching this from the rooftop every day, every week, and it's because I do care. All right. We need to talk. Okay, so you're probably aware of the viral video that was banned with the two medical doctors who have expertise in virology, had a combined experience total of 40 years between the two of them, and they did a video, and they were talking about the whole epidemic, and of course YouTube took down the video. Every time other people had downloaded the video and tried to re-upload it to YouTube, those got taken down too. London Roosh, is that how you say his name? He's been doing interviews with people who have been whistleblowers, and his videos have been taken down off of YouTube. So he's had no choice but to re-upload them on his site. And of course, there is a media blackout on anything that challenges the narrative. London Real, yeah. Yeah, I like that channel a lot. All right, so we're going to talk. We need to talk about this. We live in a world of censorship. They are planning to sterilize the internet in America. That is the plan. They want to make the internet in America more like China, where there is no information that gets out to the public, save the information that the power elite want you to know. All right? This is what it is, okay? Let's get in there. You ready? Here we go. First and foremost, here's why the economy won't recover. Are you ready? The risk of COVID-19 and the lockdown have been explored across a wide spectrum of opinion. But here is something we need to talk about. The permanent loss of civil liberties under the guise of pandemic controls, something I've been talking about for a while now. All right? Permanent loss of your civil liberties. And they're saying that this is necessary because of the pandemic. Failure of control measures to limit the pandemic in any sort of economically manageable manner. These things are going on right now behind the scenes, and the media doesn't want you to know. Schemes for ID cards identifying those with antibodies may fail as immunity might be fleeting, or low antibody counts may not confer immunity. Another issue that we're facing, all right? Unsustainable dependence on expanding debt to fund consumption as earned income is stagnated. Unsustainable dependence on expanding debt to fund consumption as earned income stagnates. This is important, folks, because if you have not noticed, as soon as this was labeled a pandemic, what was the mainstream media parroting? We need more debt. We need to borrow more money from the Federal Reserve, which is a private company that named itself Federal, so that it could have the psychological effect every time you say their name that they are a the part of the federal government, which they are a private corporation. And the talking heads on TV was saying, yes, we need this to happen. We need them. We need more liquidity. We need this. Liquidity is drying up. We need more debt. We need the government to print more money. We need it now. We need it now. We need this money. Unless the Fed is in the market trading with the market and propping up the market, we don't have a market. That is what they're telling you, folks. That is what they are saying. They're saying without the Federal Reserve, there is no economy. Without the Federal Reserve, the world is bankrupt. Every nation on earth will go belly up and waste away, and it will be global catastrophe, global famine. That is what they are saying. Unsustainability, high cost imposed by cartels, monopolies, insider scams, institutionalized fraud, hyper financialization, exploitation, the economy-wide creation of self-serving simulations of trust, credibility, transparency, and accountability is missing. It's gone. It doesn't exist. We have zero trust for the government, and that's because their credibility has dropped to zero, and they have zero transparency and zero accountability. The government that's supposed to be of the people, for the people, by the people, is no longer accountable to the people, and now they have decided that they rule the people. All right? This is a problem. We have out of control government and out of control government spending, and no one is even raising an eyebrow. Okay? I have to tell you, we are living in very perilous times, and it doesn't take a genius to see it. We're seeing empty grocery shelves. The next sign you're going to see when you go to the store to buy something, you're going to see a sign that says, sorry, the lifestyle you ordered is currently out of stock, because that is what's happening. And it is insanity what we're seeing right now. So let's be honest about this economy. It's really difficult to do that, because here it is. It's difficult to be honest about the economy because we've chosen to ignore all the realities about the economy. It's sort of like a family that hides all the addictions, all the drunkenness and lies in a dysfunctional household to maintain the outward illusion of a happy, functioning family. And that's what is happening right now. All right? Mama is passed out on the couch, drunk in her underwear, and she's not wearing a bra. And you walk through the door with company, and you are utterly and completely embarrassed. Dad is passed out on the floor because he just OD'd on crystal meth. This is a disgusting sight to see. It's extraordinarily costly to maintain such a demanding masquerade. The psychological toll is immense, and the financial ruin that always threatening to collapse the flimsy facade feeds the most destructive coping strategies. Please don't claim that daddy and mommy aren't really addicts, addicted to lies, cheating, and stealing to fund their corruption and maintain the absurdity. Being honest is painful but freeing. Did you guys know that suicide rates were already out of control before COVID-19? What do you think is happening to those rates now? You just told dude that he can't work. You took away his job and said, now you can't go get another one. You closed every avenue off to him that people normally do to make money. What do you expect this man to do? I'll tell you what you can expect him to do. He's going to wait until the sun goes down, wait till it's dark outside. He's going to put on an all black outfit, black gloves, black ski mask, and he's going to grab his Glock and he's going to hit the block. That's what's about to happen. Desperate people do desperate things. A man that has nothing to lose is the most dangerous man in the world because he has nothing to lose. He doesn't fear death. He doesn't fear jail. He says, at least if I'm in jail, I'll be fed 3 meals a day. If they kill me, then I won't have to worry about this anymore. So he has nothing to lose. Once all the ugliness is exposed to sunlight, then healing becomes possible as long as reality is cloaked, hidden, explained away, etc. The destruction only deepens until complete collapse of the masquerade is the only possible outcome. We've reached that point. We can no longer deny the U.S. economy is little more than a grab bag of skims, scams, fraud, and corruption. Even if COVID-19 vanished from the earth tomorrow or the entire economy opened tomorrow, the collapsing of the fraud bubble cannot be reversed any more than the addict can be cured with some makeup to mask the devastation and clean clothing to hide all the track marks. Let's start with the most biggest thing in our face right now. Fraud. Every skim and scam claims to be creating value for shareholders, customers, the planet, etc. But it's all fraud and lies. No value is being created. What's really happening is entrenched insiders have established corrupt relationships that funnel income streams into their own pockets at the expense of everyone else, who must be kept in the dark about how the scam actually works. I just finished saying this a moment ago, talking about the government and the Elon Musk situation. How in the world is he able to get approval to start doing ventilators? Who said that he was the best producer of things in his little tinker top warehouse? He's not. He's not the best man for the job for that. But yet he got the bid from the government. This was no type of a normal process where contractors, they have contracts with the government, get to bid on the contract. This was a no bid contract. It was just given to him. You dig what I'm saying? All right. Value is now defined as private gains skimmed under the false claim of value to customers. Behind the bogus PR, product quality is ruthlessly slashed, Elon Musk. Quantity reductions are hidden by larger packaging. Planned obsolescence is the prime directive of every corporation because all these frauds increase profits, which flow to an increasingly thin slice of America's financial elites. Did you hear that? How long have I been blowing that horn about the downslope that we have been accustomed to when it comes to the things that we buy, gadgets and gadgets? Quality is lacking. It's lacking. You used to be able to get 20 ounces of this elixir. Now you can only get 10 ounces for the same price as the 20 ounce. We've talked about that. We've talked about the drop in quality. We've talked about that. This is where it is, folks. Planned obsolescence of all of the things that we buy as far as our technology. That's why stuff breaks down after the warranty. The warranties are designed to last up until the thing is designed by design ready to collapse. So every couple of years, you got to go buy a new smartphone, a new TV, a new computer, fill in the blank. Planned obsolescence, folks. This is absolutely absurd. But it's become a way of life, and we've become used to it because that's all we have known. But this is what they do to us, folks. All right? Slashing the quality of the product, right? Slashing the quantity that you get in with the product. And then they hide it by making the package bigger, but you get less in it. And it's planned obsolescence, so it's going to blow up and stop working after so many years. Or sort of like what 2K does. All right? When, your 2K, your NBA 2K game you buy, every 2 years, they're going to shut the servers off of that game. So after 2 years, you won't be able to play it online with your buddies anymore because they're turning the servers off. That's just their way of saying thank you. The entire stock market rally of the past 20 years is nothing but a gigantic fraud based on stock buybacks funded by debt. Come on, y'all. How long have I been saying? Finally, someone else that gets it. All right. The dude who wrote this blog, he gets it. I told you for the last, I used the same word. I said 20 years worth of Fed stimulus in the equity market. Did I not say that? Have I not been saying that for years now? Stocks go up because the majority owners of the stock borrow money from a banking sector that gives nearly free money to financiers and corporations. The corporate insiders buy back shares with the borrowed money, and the company services the loan. Talking about the wolf guarding the hen house. The company's income is devoted to paying the debt taken on to boost the personal wealth of insiders. We call that fraud. Or if you prefer a nicer term, how about embezzlement? One of my favorite scenes of from a movie comes when um, when George Bailey went to Potter because poor Uncle Billy, absent-minded, drunk all the time, Uncle Billy lost the $8,000 at the bank when he took time out to mess with Potter. And he ended up giving him the newspaper that he had put the money in. And then he forgot that he had done that and couldn't remember. And do you remember when George Bailey went to Potter? This is my favorite part. When he said, "Oh man," when he said, "No, I'm not going to give you the money, but I'll tell you what I am going to do for you. I'm going to issue out a warrant for your arrest for malfeasance, manipulation, embezzlement, fraud, misappropriation of funds." He was going down the list on them. And that's exactly what we got going on right here. Wall Street since the 2000 bubble has bursted, and even before that, it was all that you know from the history books of the 90s, for those of you who weren't there. We had embezzlement, we had malfeasance, manipulation, misappropriation of funds, fraud, theft that was going on. For those of you that can remember, you remember Tyco, you remember WorldCom, you remember Enron, and countless others. Do you not remember? Do you remember the time? Oh, you remember. Oh, you remember now. You remember. It was hilarious, but it was also sad because people were getting duped. And then, of course, now here's something more modern for you younger folks. You can remember this one. Does the name Bernie Madoff ring a bell? Pyramid schemes, scams. All right. malfeasance, manipulation, misappropriation of funds, fraud, theft, embezzlement. That was in that order. That was the order of the day. If you wanted to be successful on Wall Street, that's what you had to do. All right. And people became masters of it until they got caught. Take away the stock buyback scam and the U.S. stock market collapses. Take away a Federal Reserve devoted to lavishing nearly free money on financiers and corporations, and the buyback scam collapses. Consider WeWork, all the scooter startups, Netflix, and Tesla. WeWork was a scam from the start, but there was so much money to be skimmed in selling the fraud to the public that everyone in Wall Street and the corporate media promoted the scam by refusing to look at the actual business model. Enron. The same dynamic fueled the absurd explosion of scooter startups, as if the business model could ever be profitable. No, the businesses could never be profitable, but unloading worthless shares in multiple rounds of venture capital was extremely profitable for insiders. Now, let me say something here, folks. I don't know what it is, but people have like this kind of weird thing about them that they're always looking for the next big thing. So for every new IPO or ICO, they get excited. Oh, I can get in on the ground floor of this. It's only a penny a share. And if I buy 1,000,000 shares and it goes to $100, I'm a billionaire. Yeah. First of all, that's never going to happen. It's just not going to happen. But that don't stop people from going and running after the next new thing. Scooter startups, really? Whatever, man. The greater the emotional pull of the scam, the easier it is to promote. That's correct. I remember when I took what was that, marketing class. This was back in the day. I'm a dinosaur, so most of you probably don't remember this. But there was a time where if you went to the right public schools, that you got like a college education. Well, you see, because I was able to go to some of the richer area schools, I got blessed, and this was one of my favorite classes. And they taught you the different techniques of advertisement, going back to that dude Bernays and all that. Well, they use these things a lot. The most powerful one, though, is the emotional one. All right, if you can get people in their feelings, you can accomplish anything. You can control that person. A lot of cults were started that way. All right. All you had to do was press the right emotional buttons and you could build an army. All right. And it still goes on today, folks. It still goes on today. They use techniques like the soft soap technique. You know, they're putting their arm around you. They're trying to incite an emotional response. That's what they do. All right, that's what they do, and it's sad. Okay. As for Netflix and Tesla, the more money they lose, the more valuable they become. Where have we heard that one before? I'll repeat. Netflix and Tesla, the more money they lose, the more valuable they become. The key fraud here is disruption. If a company can be promoted as a disruptor, the sky's the limit. Because disruptors, well, they disrupt. Somewhere down the road, they become immensely profitable because they disrupted something or another. So let's dive a little deeper in this one. So you say, okay, this new company is going to be all this and that because they're here to upset the status quo. They're going to disrupt this and disrupt that. That is not true at all. That is not true at all. All right. I need to say this here. I need to inject this part here, okay? I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but I miss nothing. Okay? I miss nothing. And if you do this enough, I'm sure you have paid attention at some point and you just probably didn't think much of it. All right. We are avid watchers of movies and shows in my household. Okay. And one of the funnest things to do, if you don't do this, you should. Whenever you watch TV or watch a movie or a documentary or anything, if you watch it under the lens of like a biblical worldview or from the worldview of someone being awake to what is going on with this whole new world order, you'd be surprised what you find. And it generates all types of discussions. And we have some of our greatest discussions that way. And we'll pause the movie and talk about what we just saw, and then we'll go ahead and continue after we talk about it. It's just fun, right? Well, in this situation, talking about Netflix and things like that, have you guys noticed something? Okay, so basically, all of your cable channels have decided that they want to become their own Netflix, right? So now all the cable TV channels like HBO and all that, you can say, you know what? I don't want cable, but I like HBO. You can go and buy HBO right now, pay the whatever it is a month, and you have access to their on demand and all that stuff. You can do that. You can buy individual cable channels because now they've become their own Netflix. They got websites, they got apps, they got all this stuff. But have you guys noticed something? We have more providers of content now, but yet we have less content. The more providers of content we have now on the market have given us even less content. What do I mean by that? What you guys probably have not noticed or paid attention to is that we now have a cartel of audiovisual. What do I mean by that? Disney, HBO, Cinemax, Showtime, Epix, the Disney Channel, Netflix, Prime, Prime Video, Hulu, all of these channels, okay? Did you know they're in cahoots together? Every single last one of them has formed a cartel, all right, with Hollywood in the center. And this is some really weird stuff. I've never seen this before, except for like usually. All right, no, let me backtrack a second. Okay, all right, let's say I'll use orange juice. Let's say we got 5 big orange juice manufacturers on the market, right? What they normally will do, sometimes without even sitting down and meeting and discussing it, they may like set their prices. So their prices will be pretty similar for the most part, or almost exactly the same. All right, and they do that to maintain some type of a camaraderie, and it's also been done in an effort to keep out any more players. Well, in this situation with Hollywood being in the center, and then you got your Hulu, you got your Comcast, you got your Netflix and your Amazon Prime. Here's what happens. Over the last few years, we've gotten more providers of content, but the result of getting more providers for content has given us less content. Now, here's how this works. Say I want to watch, Vaxxed. Let's say Vaxxed made a deal and you can buy it now. It comes on cable or whatever, right? Here's how this will work. If Xfinity is offering it for rent for, let's say, $5, you will not be able to watch it on any other platform unless you also rent it. However, if Netflix is offering the movie Vaxxed, right, you get to watch it for free if you have a Netflix account. With that being said, what will happen is you won't be able to watch it nowhere else. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. And vice versa. If Xfinity says, nope, we got the new Disney movie, you can rent that joint for $10. Netflix, Prime, none of them are going to have it. Not even the rent. It is the weirdest thing. And have you noticed that there's been less content? They've been purging a lot of content off of their sites. So like, you can build a playlist of stuff, and if you're like me, your playlist may be 100 movies and videos long. And then, over time, if you don't watch them, they go away and they delete them, and they claim they're doing it to make more space. I don't believe that at all. I believe that there's something going on behind the scenes that allows one company to have something, but then the other ones won't have it. Like another case in point, you want to watch something that there's a 3-part movie. Like let's say you want to watch Harry Potter. You want to watch all the Harry Potters. Well, let's say Netflix has every single last one of them, right? Except for part 1. They got 2 through 5 or whatever, but part 1 they don't have. You be like, how can you not have part 1? Oh, that's because it's for rent on Hulu. See what I'm saying? So Hulu is offering it for rent. Netflix don't get to offer it for free. Yeah, it is a big cabal, all right, that's going on when it comes to movie rentals and cable TVs and subscription services. It didn't used to be that way. Believe it or not, if I was looking for something on Comcast to watch, let's say I wanted to watch the latest Spider-Man movie, Comcast would have it for rent, but then I go to Amazon Prime and I can watch it for free with my Prime thing. So I'd be like, why would I rent it when I can watch it for free? So what they're doing, there's some type of agreement where the people like Prime and Netflix, they don't get to have it on their thing platform for free with your membership if Hulu and cable have it for rent. It's the weirdest little thing. Since when did you allow monopoly amongst companies? You see what I'm saying? That right there, if that's not fascism, I don't know what is, because the government is allowing it and they're behind it also. That's weird. That's not right. If you and I try to do something like that, people will try to say, "Oh, you're trying to, control the market." We get all kind of class action lawsuits and everything else, but they're able to get away with it. And remember when Disney pulled all of their content off of Netflix because they decided they wanted to compete against Netflix? Yeah. And as soon as they started, they got 10 million paying subscribers right off the jump. So they figured, hey, why should we license our stuff to you and we only make this much money when we can rent it, like, and make even more money or 10 times the money. See what I'm saying? That's the world we live in now. It is the weirdest thing. And nobody seems to be saying anything about it. No one's making a fuss about it. It ain't right. That's all I got to say. The greater the emotional pull of the scam, the easier it is to promote. That's true. Because if you can push the right button, then you can make anything happen. All right? You can. That's why cults are so popular, because they know who to go after. They know who to go after. And then they become really big and they become really powerful. I can name some names of organizations right now, and you would know them, and you'd be like, "Oh my goodness, that is so true." That is how they grew. It's just what it is, folks. Then there's the sick care, corporate America's ripoff skimming operation masquerading as healthcare. This is a big one. Caring has nothing to do with it. The driver is greed, maximizing profits by establishing corrupt relationships with politicians and regulators to ensure staggering sums of federal monies are sucked into this sick care situation. And it's sad. Since when do healthy people go to the doctor? Healthy people should never go to the doctor because they're healthy. But they say, no, you need to have a wellness checkup. If you're healthy, you need to go to the doctor. No, you don't go to the doctor. Well, if you're healthy and you come to the doctor, we might be able to catch something. No, because if there's something wrong with me, then it will be manifesting and then I can deal with it then. But if I'm healthy and I'm not exhibiting any signs and symptoms, why am I going to see you? Now, I don't know if you guys know this too, but it has been some medical studies put out that says that some of the tests actually produce cancer. Look into it. You'll be surprised what you find, folks. Yep. There was big controversy regarding the mammogram and the colorectal screenings. Yep. National defense is another emotional cover. We won World War II. So just ignore the $1,000 hammers and the $100 billion overruns. Nothing to see here, folks. Move on. That's how they do you. Fear. You don't want to be invaded by North Korea, do you? Speaking of North Korea, word on the street is that Kim Jong-un is dead, and that who that chick, his sister, whoever she is going to be running the country and taking over. That's the word on the street, that he was assassinated with the coronavirus. Yep. How can Kim Jong-un get the coronavirus when North Korea is, if not the most, it's one of the most shut off countries in the world? How do they get the coronavirus if their country is locked away? They do not allow egress into their country. No one is allowed to leave and no one's allowed to go in. So how did they get the coronavirus? Dennis Rodman special delivery. You know what? Wow. That's a whole nother broadcast. But that would not surprise me, fam. That would not surprise me at all. Every institution in America is little more than a cover for insider profiteering via scams, rackets, fraud, and embezzling schemes, all sanctified as legal via a thoroughly corrupted legal system and judiciary. Everyone is in the pocket of the corporate teat. Every single last one. Every single last one. Every single last one. Companies are built on fraud and deceit. It's called fine print. Even commercials are lies. Every commercial you've seen is a lie because they're not telling you everything. They're not telling you the truth. And there's always fine print. Why do you think every car commercial, at the end of the commercial, they have to hire a speed reader to talk really super fast at the end of the commercial, telling you all the catches, all the fine print? That's because the government said they had to do it. But because the company found a way not to have to spend the extra money that it would take for them to read all the disclosures, they just said it really, really super fast so you couldn't understand the word they were saying. And the government said, yeah, that's okay. Well, we'll take that because at least you did say it. Doesn't matter if you said it fast or not, you still said it. If they didn't understand, that's their fault. Buyer beware. Tell me, how is that right? Okay? What's up? What's up with that? Why do we allow that and don't say anything? We don't even care. But it's true. Every commercial is fraudulent. Every company has fine print. Here's another one for you. Any of you who bought electronics at Walmart, you know when you get to that checkout, they ask you, do you want the warranty, the extended warranty that comes with it? And most people say, yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, that's pretty cheap. Yeah, let me get that warranty. Let me go ahead and get that. And if you ever had the misfortune of having to call in that warranty because your widget malfunctioned, you were surprised to realize that no matter what happened to it, it's not covered. And if you do want the manufacturer to do something about it, here's what happens. Instead of bringing it to Walmart, oh no, you ain't bringing it to Walmart. You got to package it on your own dime, ship it to the manufacturer with all this other stuff, and you got to go online, you got to fill out a report, you got all this stuff. And then maybe they'll send it back to you the way you send it to them, saying it's still not covered. That's why you got to know who you're dealing with, because majority of the companies, everything's built on lies and fraud. Now, unlike when you go to Best Buy, if you buy something and get protection on it, you know what? They stand by theirs. And if you are like a diamond, platinum, optimum member like I am, then if my stuff stopped working, I can go in even without a receipt and get me a brand new one because I've done it, because they got you in the computer. They can look up your thing because you're a platinum diamond member with them. And they'll be like, yeah, I see the date you brought it. Here's the serial number. Here's everything. Yeah, let me go back there and fetch you another one. Or they say, you know what? We don't even have that in stock no more. But since the new one came out and it's only $100 more, you just want to go ahead and get that? Yeah, let me go ahead and get that. Boom. See what I'm saying? Best Buy is different. I wish every company could be like Best Buy when it comes to their warranties. They stand by their stuff. Walmart, don't ever buy their warranty because it is fraud. It is a lie. They will not cover anything. And even if you do have something that may be coverable, it's on you to put it back. It's on you. You know what I'm saying? It's messed up, folks. Debt serfdom is packaged and sold as a middle class lifestyle. Debt serfdom is packaged and sold as a middle class lifestyle. What does God's word say about debt? He says that the borrower is slave to the lender. Slave to the lender. The borrower is slave to the lender. Borrower equals slavery. Debt equals slavery. Slavery. I borrow from you. I owe you. I owe you. I owe you. You own me. Isn't that messed up? The borrower is slave to the lender. Straight up. What happens if you cannot repay? Well, back in the day, they had debtors' prisons, of which it was impossible to get out of because you couldn't get out until you paid. But how can you pay if you can't go to work? Because you're locked up. So what do they do for you? What happens? They make you a slave for life when you can't pay. We talked about this a few videos ago, a few live streams ago. So you can't pay what you owe. Well, we're going to come and take back everything we gave you. And we're going to give you bad marks on your credit report so that no one else will touch you either. They don't care about what happened. They don't care about your situation. They don't care about your circumstance. They don't care that you got sick and couldn't work for a while, that you were in a car accident and you were in a coma for 6 months. That's why you missed your mortgage payments for the last 6 months, because you were in a coma. They don't care about that. Your credit report is going to show that you are 180 days late. That's what it's going to show. And foreclosure proceedings have started. They don't care what the circumstance and situation was. They don't care. This is going to be with you for the rest of your friggin' life. They're going to say you're a deadbeat, you didn't pay. Put it on his credit report. And goodbye to any jobs as far as security clearance jobs or banking financial jobs. No way, not going to happen for you because you have terrible credit. If you have terrible credit, you can't go work at the bank. If you have terrible credit, you can't get that top secret security clearance. So you won't be able to work on that government contract because they can't get you securitized. This is what it is, man. This is what it is. They have told the American people, don't you want to go in debt? You deserve this. You deserve this $1 million house. You deserve this $300,000 sports car. You deserve that mink coat. You deserve that big fat dookie link gold chain. You deserve that. You deserve that big old diamond medallion on that big fat dookie rope chain you got. You deserve those RZA pointed gold rings. All right. You deserve that. All right. You deserve that new whip. You deserve those new Jordans. So what? They're $5,000 a pair. You deserve it. You know you want these things. Oh, and by the way, hint, hint, wink, wink. If you go and buy that big fat dookie rope gold chain with the big old diamond medallion on it, and you go and buy those gold RZA pointed rings, and you buy that new $300,000 whip, and you buy that $1 million house, you will be balling out of control. You'll make the hood jealous, and you'll be able to get all the fly honeys with that. So go do it, man. It's only going to set you back 2-3 million, man. Come on. Oh yeah, you gotta put the spinners on there. Yeah, you gotta get the 22-inch rim spinners on that on that whip. Yeah, ball till you fall. That's right. But they don't tell you how high you falling from. It's rough. All right. So this is what they don't tell y'all, and it's sad, man. And people really believe that. That's why we had this so-called middle class. They were carrying mad debt, but they were looking good when they left the house, though. They were looking good when they was having cookouts at their house and inviting everybody. Oh, your house is so pretty. Oh, your house is so pretty. Wow. Yo, where you get that MCM sweatsuit from? Where you get that MCM leather sweatsuit from? I want one. Y'all remember that? Back in the day. Yo, you shop at Dapper Dan's? I want to shop at Dapper Dan's too. And I want Jake the jeweler to be my jeweler. How do I do that? How can I get to the yams? Remember that from Martin? That was my joint. When Tommy came to and was a guest on the radio show, and he was blowing up, and he was like, "Yeah, man, we own half the county. I don't have no pool." He said, got you there. You ain't got no pool. He said, "Nah, we got a lake, 10-mile lake with catfish in it." And then Marvin's like, forget all that. I got bills. How can I get to the yams? And that's what they're telling you. They're trying to say you can get to these yams. You can get these yams if you go ahead and you go into super debt. Our entire economy is made up of debt. What's up with that? You want that Van Grack suit? Y'all know nothing about that. That's a DC thing. You don't know about no Van Grack suit from the 80s. You don't remember no Van Grack leather suit. You don't know nothing about no Van Grack. You don't remember the AJ jeans. You don't remember them Calvin Klein jeans. You don't know nothing about none of that, shorty. You don't know nothing about that. You don't know nothing about the madness hats. You don't know about the madness hat that we used to wear. You don't know nothing about that. That white hat that with the green around the bottom of the rim. You don't know nothing about the madness hats. You wasn't there. You don't know nothing about that. You don't know nothing about these Van Gracks. You don't go that far back. And that's what they tell you that you need to have. Because you saw the dudes up in the trap making all that guap. And here you are, you still wearing hand-me-downs from your uncle, What you know about that? So now people were all materialistic and all that, What you know about that? It's the 80s lifestyle. They told you back then. Now, see, they didn't say middle class back in the 80s. They said you were yuppies, called you a yuppie. You drive your BMW, you live in your old suburban house, you little yuppie. All right? Everybody wanted to be one. Everybody wanted to be one. Everybody wanted to be balling. Now, I'm going to tell you something, though. For the most part, a lot of people were. It was the wildest thing. You could go to any hood. I mean, the hardest of the hardest hoods in the United States, and you might see a Lamborghini in the parking lot. You might see dude come out wearing $600,000 worth of jewelry and driving a Lamborghini, and he living in the projects. And the car is in his mama's name. Straight up. That's how it was back in the day. And I'm not being funny. I actually saw that. You said Republican Gardens. Yeah, I remember. Oh, look at y'all. What y'all know about that? Yeah, I remember all the fashion trends, man. It's weird when you look at the fashion trends over the years, man. Remember OP, Ocean Pacific, Polo, Izod back in the 7th grade. If you didn't have Izod on, you wasn't about nothing. You had to have the Izod. You couldn't have no Garanimals. It had to be Izod. All right? Couldn't be no Garanimals. That wasn't going to work. Fashion trends, y'all. Yep, Jordache jeans. If you was a chick, you had to have them Jordache jeans on. You could be the ugliest chick in the world, but if you got on a pair of Jordache, oh, she's sexy. You remember that? You remember them commercials? But that's how this whole society is run. It's run this way, folks. It's run this way. They want everyone to be a serf because when everyone's indebted, everyone's a serf. And that's what this whole universal basic income is because then you are 100% subservient and dependent upon the government to take care of you, which means that now they can really control you now because you don't get income unless they give it to you. All right, it's messed up, man. Oh, don't forget British Knights too. Yep, Sergio Valente. Yep, the Coca-Cola shirts. Yep, yes, yep, from Spiegel's. Yep. The Coca-Cola rugby shirts from Spiegel. Yep. If you didn't have a rugby shirt on of some type, yeah, you wasn't cool. Yep. The Reeboks. How about the K Swiss joints? Taking y'all way back. You know about that K Swiss, the K Swizzle. So this is what this is about. And if you didn't have it, you were made to feel what? Less than. You wasn't cool. You couldn't get a date to the dance because you couldn't afford some British Knights. You couldn't afford it. You couldn't afford a Fila suit, sweatsuit. Couldn't. You couldn't afford the Lecoq Sportif sweatsuit for your girl. You couldn't afford none of these things. You couldn't be like Run DMC with the My Adidas and the Adidas leather suit. You couldn't get that. Couldn't do none of that. Bugle Boy, yep. I remember all them joints, yes. And the Hammer parachute pants. I never owned a pair of Hammer parachute pants because I've never been a dancer. But I had some buddies that would dance, they're really into the dancing thing. And yeah, oh, Carl Kanai, yep, that was later on, the Carl Kanais. What's the other one? That was also really controversial. Oh, Tommy Hilfiger. Yep, Tommy Hilfiger. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that was about. Yep, all the break dancing and pop lock. And then that's when remember when the house music came out and we were starting to go into the 90s decade. House music was humongous, and everybody was dancing. Everybody was a professional dancer. Hilarious, man. Now, here's something else you got to understand though. If you look at the situation on the financial side, we don't just have financial bubbles. You know what I'm saying? But we have bubbles in trust and credibility that are popping along with the financial bubbles. Now, in the last couple of episodes, I told you that, they've been blocking all the exits. Everybody thought they were going to get rich in real estate forever. They got crushed. Everybody thought they were going to get paid in the shade with the precious metals, and they got punched in the face. Everybody thought Bitcoin was supposed to be at 50,000 right now. They got punched in the face. Everybody thought, okay, fine. I'm gonna stay home and just day trade stocks all day with my $500 and turn 500 into 500 million. They punched you in the face with the pattern day trade rule. Bam! They hurt you. Everywhere people have turned, they have been punching you in the face, and this is done by design. It's being done by design. All the lies, scams, excuses, frauds, bezels, artifices, profiteering, promotional schemes, and rackets are unraveling at the moment. Not because the virus shut down the economy, but because the enormity of all the corruption, lies, and fraud is now so great that the entire status quo is collapsing under its own weight. Pulling a sleeve down to hide the tracks doesn't mean the addict is cured. The illusion, the facade, the masquerading of normalcy are no longer sustainable. The monster ID can no longer be hidden and no longer a substitute for reality. Trust, credibility, transparency, accountability have all been sacrificed for personal gain at the expense of the stability of the entire system. Once the system collapses, we all lose. Even the insiders who have traded every shred of their soul for financial gains at the expense of everything that was once held dear. If you take a look at the history of asset bubbles over the years, in the words of one of the most wisest prophets of old time, Fire Marshal Bill, let me show you something. Here we go. I'm going to hook you up as soon as I can find it. I'm going to hook you up. I promise. Let me see here. It's not coming up. Why? Oh, here we go. Bam. All right, here we go. See if I can make this bigger for you. All right, so here's a history of asset bubbles over the past 40 years. The left side of the graph goes up to 1,000%. The bottom here is your dates, your years, okay? Now, going back to 1977, from 77 up until like the 1980, you seen gold had that huge spike up, all right? And then from 1983 until like 1990, 89, 90, the Nikkei had its big, explosion. And then around that time, we had Thailand from 89 up until like 97 before it crashed. And then after that, from 1996 until 2000, we had the big, ginormous tech bubble. Look at that tech explosion. Anyone could have gotten rich back then. All you had to do was buy a tech stock and watch it quadruple overnight. Does the word JDS Uniphase ring a bell? Microsoft ring a bell? Yahoo ring a bell? When Yahoo went from $23 to $300 in less than 30 days. And then from the year 2000 up until like 2006, we had the U.S. housing bubble. Because yes, the bubble topped out in 2006. We got the call to get the heck out of the real estate market in 07. And then by 08, we started to really collapse. All right. And you guys have heard me testify about that multiple times. Now you got China in 2009, followed by the biotech in 2015, 2016, and then the whole disruptor thing from 2009 to the present. All right. And you put your Netflix and stuff like that in that category. That's where we at, folks. That is it. That is the chart. And in all of this, we had other situations too. We had manipulations. Like what's not on here is 08 when crude oil went to $150 a barrel. We also don't have when cotton went from 60 cents to 300 bucks. We also don't have the pork belly thing on here either. So we're missing a few things on this chart. But y'all get you guys get the picture. All right, so we got a lot going on in this world today, and people just need to do the knowledge to stuff, think, learn how to think freely for yourself, learn how to draw conclusions to things and all that good stuff. It is very important, folks. It's important that you form critical thinking faculty so that you can be able to do the knowledge to stuff. You got to be able to do the knowledge to stuff. All right, on our next one, I think I'll go in a little bit deeper on the other side of this coin, but I think that's it for now. I'm going to see you guys later. Frank, I think we're going to do a FOMC live. They're going at 2 today. So I guess we'll have to put that. If you haven't put it up already, if you can go ahead and put that up, Frank. FOMC 2 p.m. live. All right. Remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. I'll see you guys here 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today for the FOMC announcement. Until then, I'll see you in the trade room. Peace out.